Hi, this is Faith with the Morgan County Public Library, and today I'm going to tell you about some scary stories that we have in our teen area. Now, do I read a lot of scary stories myself? The answer is no, because I like to sleep at night. But every October I get sucked into the Halloween spirit, and so I pick up a few scary stories, and I'm going to tell you about those today. The first one that I've read recently is called The Wicked Deep, and it's by Shay Earnshaw. This one is about a young girl named Penny who lives in a small seaside town, and this town has a very interesting history. According to legend, there were 3 sisters many years ago who were accused of witchcraft in the town. Now, they were tried, found guilty, and sentenced to death. And they were put to death by having stones tied to their feet, and they were dropped into the sea. Now the town believes that every summer the sisters return and they possess the body of a young girl in the town, and then they find a boy from the town and put him to death as a way to seek revenge on the town that killed them. Now Penny knows that the stories are not just stories. She knows that they are true. But how does she know that they're true? Can she prove it? And what chance does she stand against 3 ancient witches? The next book that I have is really more of a mystery than it is scary, but I really enjoyed it. It's called Truly Devious by Maureen Johnson. And this one is about a girl named Stevie who is obsessed with true crime. She loves everything about it. And she's really interested in a cold case trial that happened 80 years prior. And it happened at a private school called Ellingham Academy. Well, when Stevie is taken on by the academy as a student and she goes to the private boarding school, she thinks it's a dream come true and that she's going to solve the case that no one else could solve. But the problem is, someone at the school doesn't want the case to be solved, and they don't want her poking around trying to find new clues. So she needs to decide who she can trust and how far she can go to solve the crime. This one's actually the first in a trilogy, but once you get to the end of it, you're going to want to read all 3 of them. The last book I have for today is called The Diviners, and it's by Libba Bray. And to be honest, this is probably the scariest book I've ever read. I listened to it first on audio, and there were several nights on my drive home from work that I had to turn it off because it was dark and I was alone in my car. So you've been warned. But this one is set in the 1920s. And it begins at a party for a girl's 18th birthday. And the party's going kind of slow. It's getting boring, and she's worried that her party won't be the hit of the season. So she takes out a Ouija board, and they decide to summon a spirit, as you do when parties get slow. What they don't count on is summoning the spirit of a serial killer who wants nothing more than to escape his bounds and to kill again. So they have released him now through their game, and he's on the loose, and he intends to do exactly what he did when he was alive. Now this book follows several characters. They each have their own story to tell, and they will each be connected in some way with each other and with the spirit. So this is actually the first one of 4 books. They are all out, so you'll definitely want to read all of those. All right, that's all I have for today. If you have a favorite scary story, please share it in the comments.